Good morning and welcome to another weekly vlog. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. If you're new around here, my name is Rhiannon Morgan. Everyone calls me Rhi. So nice to have you here. Got a lot to do this week. We're putting together some more routine resources, dealing with a little bit of a hiccup that we had over the weekend that hopefully it's gonna end up better than it was, but we're in a bit of a mess at the moment. And also packing, because one of my little babies is going on a school trip, a residential school trip, overnight school trip. I don't know, our children just call them the residential. What do you call it when your children go on an overnight school trip? In America, I think they call it camp. But yeah, the residential. I don't know, that's what my kids call it. I'm interested to see what your kids call it. Anyway, let's show you the little problem that we need to sort out. Over the weekend, something happened. I took some time off laundry. Not on purpose. I don't do that on purpose. Do you know why I don't do that on purpose? Because it causes a backlog, and by taking a break, I end up totally overwhelmed. But I was forced to take an enforced break because washing machine. It broke. Our washing machine does get used perhaps more than your average washing machine in that it's on many times a day. There are 5 or 6 of us here at any given time, depending on whether our eldest is home. So our washing machine, to be fair, had been battered and abused. We are having another one delivered today, apparently. So if you remember, before there was a washing machine and then a dryer on top. The dryer is currently on the floor, and we are having a new shelf thing delivered from Amazon just because that one is a little bit battered. And we thought, as we're sort of redoing the whole setup, we'll get a new one of those. That one is scratched to bits, and I think this newer one will fit better. So the washing machine will go here. We're having a white one this time. We had a black one last time because in the last house it just sort of suited better, and now white will suit better here. We actually had black granite worktops in the last house, so we had black appliances. Anyway, this is going to go on top of the new washing machine. Hopefully my husband will sort all that and I can do some of this washing, which is currently in here. If we head into the dining room, then as soon as the washing machine is plumbed in, I've got all this to catch up on. Plus, I need to change our bed. Didn't do that this weekend because I didn't have any means washing it. Luckily, I had washed William and Bella's sheets before the machine broke. Anyway, that's 2 days. That's 2 days of no laundry. All that to catch up on. This is why I don't like taking a break. Washing machine update. It's here. It's here. We've got a bigger one. Hopefully we won't have to put it on quite so much. This is a 12 kilo. The problem is, look at this. It's hanging over ever so slightly on this raised platform thing. So this was built because, let me just show you. Those are some sort of pipes because the kitchen is the other side of that wall. So this was built because otherwise the washing machine would have to stand off the wall as deep as that pipe. So my husband added these extra bits literally yesterday while waiting for the washing machine, this extra protection stuff. And now it's like, look, just hanging out. So he's going to have to do something with that. Anyway, I've just registered this. It's got an app. It's got an app, people. It's fancy. It might actually remind me when the washing's finished. So I'm going to try this now. I'm just putting a really quick, light load of stuff that can't go in the tumble dryer anyway because that's the tumble dryer. It doesn't work yet. And we're just going to try it. We're just going to try it. We're going to see if I can make it work, okay? I'm not using the instructions. I am using my own mind, which may or may not work. Let's just find out. So I've registered the app. I've managed to connect the washing machine to my Wi-Fi. I'm quite tech savvy. I just can't seem to make, like Wi-Fi and printers and stuff. That stuff I struggle with more than actual computer stuff. Anyway, I just want a super quick, an active quick wash. Maybe this one. Okay, got it. Temperature. Oh, look, can I adjust it? I can adjust this from my phone. Oh my gosh, this is so sci-fi. We're going to adjust the spin. That's cool. No steam. No steam. Okay, we're going to have just a super cool, super quick wash. Okay. Highly efficient. Start now. Command not available. Or appliance not connected. Remote control off. Why is the remote control off? Connecting. Remote. Bad weather is expected in the next 24 hours. Do you wish to start the cycle anyway? Is that if you're pegging washing out? That's clever. So it's the Easter holidays. And as you might be able to hear, all of my children are home, which absolutely warms my heart. And the little ones have been so excited to have Dylan home.
I have to go in the front of the line.
Yeah.
You don't know who I
Talk
am.
me through this.
Revolution.
Yeah.
Talk me through this.
Wizard.
There's a wizard.
Revolution.
There's a wizard, a king and a queen, and a revolution.
Yes, because she's making us pay £100 an hour.
Oh,
Because people want to buy Happy Street.
I see. So you've got... Someone ordered a helicopter from Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Dylan's wizard is like kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I see.
And he hypnotised all of us to do a revolution.
I'm just glad you're all having fun, to be honest.
This is
The wizard and wizard.
Oh, that poor knight.
That was
Just,
gruesome.
he just got run over by a train.
You letting that be shown.
Probably get demonetized, to be fair.
Hey guys,
Anyway, guys, I don't want to disturb you, but something quite exciting has arrived in the post. Do you want to have a look?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can come back to the
Revolution.
revolution. Okay, we've had some quite exciting mail, and because we've actually got something quite exciting we're getting involved in. So in here we have got stuck to the box. I go over the
Box.
Merlin annual passes. Merlin annual passes, and there is one for each of you because we have just become Merlin annual pass collaborators. How exciting is that? We already do a lot of kind of family adventure stuff, and that is over on what used to be known as my Mummy of Four Does Disney channel. It's now my Magical Adventures channel, which covers all things Disney. There's still loads of Disney over there, but lots of days out and mini breaks and things here in the UK, and we're going to be doing so much more. So there's one of these boxes for each of you to open up, and your actual passes. So I will be doing videos explaining all about the annual passes and the perks and how to utilise them and how to maximise them and whether they're worth it and all that stuff. Plus all of the accessibility and the carers information you're going to need to know if you are either getting a Merlin annual pass or you're just visiting Merlin attractions and theme parks and things for the day. So who is excited for all of this? Does someone want to open one of the boxes? Comments, you've got one in your hand. Do you want to see what's inside? Yeah, of course. What have you got inside?
Ooh, I don't really know what it is.
Oh, it's so exciting. Look, this is a lanyard. So you've got a gold lanyard with all of the different attractions. Oh no, the attractions on the other side. The attractions are upside down. Doing an excellent job here. The attractions are on the lanyard. So you've got a pop badge. That's super cool.
So you put it on the lanyard.
I think there's something inside of here as well. Yes.
Ooh.
So in here you've got your pass holder.
Me.
And that's little pass. It's got a barcode on the back, just under my finger. Oh, drop the fingers on the floor with her pass number, which you need to book days out and things. But all of this I will be explaining over on that other channel. But for now, look, that's your pass. And you can stick the pin badges you've been collecting onto it. How cool. Oh, wow. Cool.
Yay! Like, ooh, a lanyard.
Ooh. Where are you excited to go now? We've got Merlin annual passes.
I'm excited to just go on more cool trips.
And the first trip we're going on with our Merlin annual passes is
Chessington World of Adventures.
So Chessington is actually holds a bit of a dear place in my heart because last time we were there, I mean, you were absolutely tiny. I mean, most of you were quite tiny compared to what you are now, but we were actually on the Gruffalo River ride, and at that point I had a YouTube channel. It existed, but I'd only put a couple of videos on it, and it was years previously. But we're on the Gruffalo River ride, and I thought, hey, I was filming the children. I thought, hey, I could do this. I could film stuff, and I could put it on YouTube. So I thought, why not? Why not just buy a camera and do 3 videos a week? How hard can it be? And I literally ordered a camera on the way home, and the rest is history. And that was February of 2019. So we're going back. And also, William,
Yes.
one of your biggest regrets comes from Chessington. Would you like to tell us about it?
Dragon's Fury.
Tell us what happened, William. Tell us the trauma that you've suffered.
Yeah, I chickened out of it. It was the last coaster I ever chickened out of, I think.
And then the next time we went there, so we went there, I think that must have been the summer of 2017. And then we went there in 2019, but it was during the kind of the off season. So the zoo was open, I think the Gruffalo ride was open, but not a lot.
It was like all the like flat rides and stuff that were like, and the water rides.
Yeah, basically the
various
coasters were
rides
shut.
that were,
It was a cut down off run.
I wish everything was open. I know you do, baby. But next time you come, I'm sure it will. Don't be sad.
And you were really like, oh no, I wanted to go on it, it's not open now. So are you going to chicken out of it this time, Will?
No.
No.
I've been the wizard too many times to miss out on
exactly.
Dragon's Fury.
So it's going to be so exciting. Yeah, and you're actually tall enough. I don't think either of you two were tall enough to go on. I mean, there was still quite a lot for you, but none of the rides you'd be excited to go on now, I think you weren't tall enough to experience. Dulce is in the process of finishing up your degree, aren't you, darling? So you're not coming on this trip. But you do have an annual pass, so perhaps you'll come on some trips with us after your finals are finished, because you are coming to the very end of your degree. Am I old enough to have a child graduating from university? Oh, look how big he is. So the children have just got some of their pin badges that normally live on these pin boards, but they want to decorate their lanyards. But what I would recommend is, if you're ever using pin badges, get some of these lock-in pin backs, because when we've had, like, these are the pin backs that have come off pin badges before now, and these are St. Disney ones, but we don't trust those. With the lock-in ones mean that you're not losing precious pins, you're not having upset or being stabbed when you've had the pin back taken off. Yes, darling.
Do this now.
If you want to, do you want me to do it for you?
I know
okay?
how to do
You're
it.
fine. That's fine. If you know to do it, that's fine. Will's got quite a few. These are going to be heavy lanyards.
It's only like 4 so
I know.
far.
How excited are you guys?
Very.
Very excited. William, coast ahead. I've not actually heard anything other than Chessington from you for days. It is an
Yeah.
exciting time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Little Zaza. Well, are you putting any pins on yours? Or just the pop badge?
I'm gonna put one pin because that's what I have so far, but I'm gonna get more.
You can start collecting them now that you've actually got somewhere to put them.
Yeah.
So I'm just hanging up some washing. If you haven't seen my laundry routine videos, to be honest, I don't think I've filmed one of those in a long time, so maybe I need to do an updated laundry routine. Basically, I've got a big hanging rail in here where I hang up stuff that's not tumble dryable, and get people saying, "Ree, why don't you dry stuff outside?" Number one, it rains a lot in Wales. It is soul destroying to have to run outside and bring things in and re-wash them because it's rained. Number two, yes, I may work from home, but if I stopped every time it rained to go and do that, I wouldn't actually get any work done. And number three, birds poop a lot in our garden. I don't know what bird poop on my clean clothes. It would, again, be a bit soul destroying. So for those reasons, we have drying options indoors. It has also occurred to me that there were a couple of weeks gap between the clips I filmed at the beginning of this vlog and the ones I filmed a couple of days ago. At this point, we've had the washing machine for a couple of weeks. The washing machine died on us and we've had this new one. So I can actually give you some honest feedback before I told you why there was that unintentional couple of weeks break in the vlog. But yeah, all in all, I'm really pleased with it. I can start and stop it with my phone, so I can load it up and then pick cycles from my phone, and then I get notified when it's finished, which is really good for me, because otherwise, and maybe this is an ADHD thing and a time blindness thing, I either check in all the time, is it finished, to swap it around, or I forget about it entirely and the wet washing sits in there for flipping hours and goes yucky and you have to rewash it, and that's no good. So for me, it's been an absolute game changer. But why was there a gap? Why was this big long gap? Ultimately, we've just had a few, let's just call it challenges. And I'm not sharing this for the sake of being cryptic. I guess I need to say that I can't tell you exactly what's been going on because not all things are appropriate to share online, okay? Just putting it out there. So why bother saying anything at all, right? Well, it's not being cryptic. It's not one of those check in on Facebook at a hospital for attention. Like, it's not about that at all. The reason I'm saying this is because I'm aware of how toxic social media can be, with everything having to look perfect all the time. And living in this world myself, because it's what I do for a living, I know it can be so disheartening when you look at other people's lives online and you're like, oh my goodness, how come everyone else has got their poop together and I'm dealing with XYZ? And ultimately, whenever I share these things and I say, hey, do you know what? I can't say exactly what it is, but I've been going through some stuff. I always get people saying, I really need to hear that today. And that's why I'm sharing that. So it's a couple of weeks of challenging stuff, which seems to be a lot better now. And I just want to give a virtual hug and a big old high five and a I see you kind of salute to anyone else who is struggling too and looks online and sees all their friends posting their highlight reels, because that's what you've got to remember, it's a highlight reel. Like, people don't post, get my camera, people don't post the mess. I do try to, like, look, we've got a laundry system. Is it all perfect? No, it's not all perfect. It's quite messy. Look, there's stuff here. Some bags I bought from Amazon, having done the wardrobe switch. They've been there for days, I haven't unpacked them. They're just sitting there. This is a Marks and Spencer's food bag that should have gone back in my car a week ago. It's still there. It's real life, okay? It's real life. So just because people don't show you their real life and they only show you the highlight reel, doesn't mean it's not happening. So you're not the only one whose life is real, okay? I guess that's what I want to say. With that being said, I'm now going to put on this washing. No, I'm not actually. Do you know what I'm going to do? Because I don't want to stop it yet. I've got some stuff I want to talk to you about in the office, which my office is the other side of this Calax thing, which you'll see a lot more if you've ever seen my house tours. And we're doing another house tour when we get back from Chessington, actually, because that will be 5 years since we moved here. Can we believe it? Anyway, so what I do with this is I load it up with all the stuff. So I've already put all the detergent and stuff, and I just flick it onto the Wi-Fi node, and then I can set that from my phone. Okay, so yeah, this is, you haven't seen before, this is the like divider thing. This is my office. Anyway, I've got some stuff I wanted to talk to you about, so I'm going to put you dudes down here. There we go. You comfy there? What is going on with my hair, by the way? I'm still trying to grow out these bangs and still very much trying to figure it out. I'm no hairdresser, as perhaps you can tell. Okay, so the thing I'm going to use in a second is my Organised mini break planner to plan out all of the packing, although there is a printed out version, because the digital version you can get of this, or the book version. And sometimes I use the book version. I like the book version for when we are physically traveling, because it comes from place to place and the children write out like all their what they want to do on different days and all that kind of stuff. So I love the book version for that, but I often use the printed versions because I like to stick them on a clipboard, as you'll see upstairs, and then I get the children to write what they want to pack. Anyway, enough about packing, we'll talk about that in a second when we go upstairs. I want to show you a couple of amendments that I've made to some of my products, because if you don't know, I got a planner store. And what I'm trying to do is bring out new things that I'm working on. I've got some really exciting things I'm working on to talk to you about, because I always want your feedback. It's always really valuable. But also I want to improve existing products. So this is my Organised year planner, which is basically my goal setting month by month. And what I've done is I have made upgrades to this, because I physically use these things like this used to just be the wheel thing here. By the way, if you're inside of my Organised Life Club, I have been doing like monthly goal setting, planning for the month ahead session. But if you're interested in joining those, then you can access those inside of my Organised Life Club. And it was really valuable for me to do. And then you can either join live, plan along with me in real time, or you can listen to the podcast version and plan with me while listening. Anyway, each month I've kept what am I grateful for, what do I need to celebrate from the previous month, assessing the previous month, and then looking at which areas of my life I need to focus on, or I'd like to focus on coming up. And then I've added more into here. So I've always different areas of my life, what went well and challenges I faced. I've added in intentions for next month. So it's a little more than just being reflective, and it's just like looking ahead to intentions too. What would I like to be celebrating? What might get in the way of that? What do I need to do to make this happen? How will I feel if I achieve it? And then I've broken down some more things for each goal. What's the goal? Why do I want to achieve it? What will be the positive impact of me achieving it? How will I feel if I achieve it? What might stand in my way? What support will I need? Action steps to take and reward for achieving it. And I'll be going through my goals for each month, my plans for each month inside of the Organised Life Club or with you. Then I've got mini tasks, so not goals. So goals would be like a big chunky project. Declutter all of William's bedroom or something would be like one big goal, and then you break that down. But maybe in the mini tasks, I've also got, I needed to set up all our Merlin annual passes. That's something I needed to do, like a mini task. And then habits, things I want to stop doing, do less of, keep doing, do more of and start doing. I've got my Eisenhower matrix. You can just draw one of these on a page, but they're inside most of my planners because I absolutely live my life by them. Things that, it's just a good way of prioritizing you to do. You're looking at what's important, what's not important, urgent, not urgent. I actually like to think of this as important or taxing and not taxing. So like a big thing, like the example I use is send a birthday card. It's not that it's not important, but it's definitely not taxing. It's like a quick 5-minute job. So it's not that it's not important, because obviously I'm sending someone a birthday card. That person is important to me, but you get what I mean. They've got the month ahead and notes. Also, if you are looking at Magical Cruise Planner, I have tried and tested. See if I can find an example of the old one actually. Where is it? Okay, here. So my old version of the Magical Cruise Planner had a lot more of the very swirly, it's called Waltergraph text in it. If you can see, that was like that. And the text is quite small because I need to fit plenty of it in. I just want to fit lots into the pages. But what I've done is, although I've kept the Waltergraph for headings and stuff, I've made the text a lot clearer because that's some of the feedback I've been having. Literally from one, maybe two people ever, but I took that on board. And I think that is a lot clearer to read now. So it's clearer to print if you're having the digital copy, clearer to read. If you bought the digital copy, I believe you can re-download the new version. If you ever buy a digital copy and I make amendments to it, as long as it's the same product, when I make those amendments, they tend to be sent out so you can download, like re-download the improved versions, unless it becomes like a new product, like something 2.0. With that being said, my Organised Life Planner is due for an overhaul. I've got some really exciting things I want to put into that, and I'm still working on, but I'm really hoping to get it out for next month, my Autism Journey Journal, which I've been procrastinating because I want to get it right. I want to get it right so badly, but I know perfectionism is the enemy of actually getting stuff done, and I'm aware that I sometimes get stuck in freeze mode when I'm trying to make things perfect, and decluttering is a good example of this. So it's another thing, I've not done as much decluttering as I should have done. The deadline for my 100 days of hoping to declutter my whole house, I think it's going to come and go between you and me. Look, I have done a lot of decluttering videos during this 100 days, but not nearly as many as I was planning to. I was planning to absolutely smash it out and be finished. Like, my whole house is now freakingly perfectly decluttered by the end of the 100 days, and that's just not going to happen. I'm going to be honest with you, it's not going to happen. But going back to the perfection versus reality thing, I think that maybe that's realistic. So maybe I set myself this goal, and maybe it's done is better than best. I think I've been so guilty of being that person that's, oh, well, my healthy eating goal, I've had a bit of chocolate, so I may as well eat the whole flipping cake and all these dregs in the house, and all, like, this sort of a bit all or nothing, a bit like if it can't be perfect, then it's all destroyed. And I don't think that's a very healthy way to look at things. When it comes to the house tour that I will film on the anniversary of us being here, which is very soon, if I haven't done all the decluttering, I'm going to show you the bits I haven't done. And I'm going to be honest about that, and I'm going to hold myself accountable. But I'm also going to be kind to myself because I've had a lot going on. Like, even earlier this week, the reason I took a couple of days break in vlogging this week is because I had a really nasty, I don't know what, but I felt rough as can be. I was feverish. I felt like I was running underwater the whole time. My whole body was hurting. My throat's still a bit sore, but I'm feeling so much better now. Like, I actually feel a bit human now. A couple of days ago, I was rough as could be, like literally so rough. And I think we just got to stop pushing ourselves, which is what I've been guilty of doing so long. I've realised, like, my self-talk's appalling. My self-talk when I'm ill, and bear in mind, this is the year I do not burn out, okay? This is the year, guys. This is the year that I'm being kinder to myself. But this is the, my self-talk is, oh, wow, not feeling 100%. Well, suck it up, pull yourself together. And this is how I talk to myself. And what I've realised, I never want my children talking to themselves like this. So if I model for them through pushing through, push, that's what they're going to end up doing. And they're going to make themselves ill the way that I have made myself ill when I have refused to rest when my body clearly needed it. And that's madness and not what I want for them. So if I want better for my children, I need to do better for myself. So that's one of the reasons I'm going to be kind to myself about the decluttering. And I'm going to start acknowledging, in all fairness, I have this week, I slowed right down when I was feeling ill earlier this week. Hence why I didn't film for a couple of days. So that being said, while I wasn't feeling great, I did do some stuff on my laptop on the sofa. Not for to be fair, for one of the days I was so rough I didn't do much at all. But for me, sitting on the sofa with my laptop felt like kind of cushy cozy. I normally love working at my walking desk. I love it. I find it really energizes me. I felt so much healthier. I got my walking desk nearly a year ago, I think. I think it was last May, because we did a bit of an office makeover, and it was after the last house tour, and house tour was in April. So yeah, I guess I'm coming up to a year now with my walking desk. And I feel so much better in myself. I can't even tell you how much better I feel in myself, because ultimately, if I wanted to exercise, it had to be instead of working, looking after the children or whatever. And now I can do two at once. Now, I'm not really necessarily making enough time for strength training, for Pilates. I'm loving my adult ballet. I'm still loving that. I'm going every Monday, loving it. I'm going every week. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving my adult ballet. It's like absolutely transformative. It's the only time my brain actually shuts up, because there's so much to think about. It's like eyeline, neck, fingers, every single bit. It shuts my brain up. But although I'm not perhaps making as much time for yoga and stretching and strength and all the other things, and there's still that to work on, I know previously whenever I was ill, one of the children were ill, we're leading up to a holiday, so I've got to work to get the work done before we're away, anything like that. Whenever life happened, exercise was the first thing out the window. And now I can walk and work. I'm averaging about 15,000 steps a day between the walking pad and school runs and things like that, which is amazing. Weight shouldn't really matter. I'm a stone lighter than I was this time last year, because I had some really bad unhealthy habits, and I was feeling sluggish and gross, and I was eating entire Easter eggs at my desk. I was stress eating because I wasn't exercising. It was just making it worse. Anyway, if you haven't got a walking pad, you don't have to use it at your desk. You could use it if you've got a breakfast bar or something. You don't need a standing desk, but I will link the walking pad I've got below, because honestly, that's been the best investment in my health I've ever made. Even if you just only scrolled on your phone while you're on your walking pad, or watch TV or whatever. But I mean, if you can actually work as well, flipping game changer. Anyway, some things I have been working on. I've not quite finished the autism journal, so I haven't got, I can't even say it properly, autism journal. I did think about, by the way, should it be a neurodiversity journal? And that would cover ADHD as well. But I thought I'd start with the autism one first, because that's what we've dealt with and that's what I've been through, so I can understand it, and then perhaps develop another one to go alongside it, and you could choose which one you wanted, but I don't know, I'd be open to hearing your thoughts in the comments. Okay, so one of the things I've got for you that you can download for free right now, this is a Calm Start guide. So I've been doing a lot over on the podcast about routine, specifically for neurodiverse families. Honestly, even if you're not a neurodiverse family, if you find life a bit chaotic, I can't say that anything that I'm saying wouldn't help, if you know what that sort of came out a bit weird. Basically, yes, I'm talking about routine for neurodiverse families, but I honestly believe it would help every family that feels overwhelmed. That makes more sense. So the Calm Start guide is looking at your morning routine and taking the very first steps at assessing where you are now and making some very simple changes, some easy, manageable changes that you and your family can make. I know mornings, especially when you're doing like school runs, if you get people off school, off to work, can be so stressful, and this will help you. So I've put this together because I know that so many people struggle with morning routines, because I know my morning routines videos, I know so many of you love watching them, so therefore there must be some element of struggle in order to find that helpful. That being said, I haven't done a morning routine video in a while. Shall I do one of those? Anyway, Calm Start Guide also comes with some printables for your kiddos. Zara is using hers. She absolutely loves them. Ticking things off in the morning. It also stops you having to nag them so much, which is the big game changer. If you want to grab your copy of that, then I'll put the details for that below. If you're inside of my Organised Life Club, this is my routine assessment and action plan workbook. This is a full workbook that I'm going to be going over in a session, and I don't know when you're watching this vlog, you could be watching it miles in the future, or you could be watching it kind of real time. That is going out, it's a live session. Do you know what, I'm going to put it on screen because I can't remember off the top of my head, but that is when the live session is going to be. So if you're inside of my Organised Life Club, you can download this, included in your membership. We're going to go through this. We're going to assess our routine, and it's going to be a workshop, a live, doing it together, going through where our routine is now, where we'd like it to be, looking at the tweaks we can make, and taking it step by step. And then each month there's going to be a new, this is on top of the planner products that you get as like a month by month thing, but this is going to form my Organised Life system, where we're going through each area of our lives, looking at them, looking at what's working well, what we're struggling with, how we can tweak it, how we can just iron out the creases to make our lives run a little bit smoother and just make life easier. Isn't that what we want? just to avoid meltdowns and to make our lives a little bit easier. So if you're inside of my Organised Life Club, make sure you mark your diaries to join me live for that. If you're watching this in the future, then the replays will be available, so you can sit and do the same thing with me in real time, but and replay at your own leisure, at your own convenience. There'll also be the podcast episode versions, so you could just listen to that on the go if you prefer, if you don't want to watch the video. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on. I also haven't quite finished, but the workshop we're going to do in May, June will be the one about mealtime routines, where we're going through all of our mealtime routines, how we can slick those up. So there is an adult workbook to go with that. There will also be kids printables to go with each element of the routine. There's going to be kids printables for mealtimes, kids printables for bedtime, all of that inside of the Organised Life Club. So I'd love to have you in there if you are a mum of perhaps neurodivergent children who are either on the pathway or diagnosed, whatever. Maybe you resonate with me because you have ADHD yourself or not, but if your brain works like mine does, then all the resources will be inside that Organised Life Club to help you make your life easier, because ultimately my life was messy. My life was so messy before I put all this into place, and I just wish someone had gone back to past Ree and been like, hey Ree, this is all the stuff you need to make it easier. This is going to help you so much. And I want to go back to that past version of me who struggled so hard to just stay organised and just felt like she was failing her children, failing her family all the time because she was so disorganised. And I want to give her a big old hug, and I want to give her all this stuff that I've put together now, but I can't do that. So I'm going to give it to you guys instead. Anyway, shall we go upstairs and sort some packing? Shall we do that? And if you want to come pack along with me, then click on the video on screen now, or hang out with me more inside of my Organised Life Club, where we've got all the printables, all of the things we need to organise our routines and make our lives easier. So I will see you in the packing or inside the club. Bye.